President Obama ran in 2012 and he said, in effect, I want to refocus on the United States. I want to focus on what's happening here at home. In effect, telegraphing the fact that he didn't want to be paying attention to the world. The world, I think it was predictable, the world has decided that they're not going to let him turn inward, much as he might want to. The problem with the president's foreign policy, it's true of this past year, it's certainly true of his first term, is that there is no foreign policy. It's ad hoc. It's moment by moment. It's totally situational. Our allies don't know when the United States can be counted on. They don't know what our policy is going to be from day to day, week to week, month to month. And certainly our enemies don't know what the president is thinking or doing at any time. He draws red lines that he is willing to erase. He makes threats that he's not willing to carry out. He offers promise and hope that never actually follows through. I think she's wrong. I think it's been an unmitigated disaster, and I think we're in trouble for the next 3 years.
Well, and as far as our role in the world, a new Pew poll out on this said 53% of Americans see the United States as less important and less powerful globally than they did a decade ago. And apparently Pew says that's the highest percentage since they started asking this question in 1974, Nina.
Yeah, and you know, this is especially true in the Middle East. And I think the most underreported story of that part of the world, which directly affects our security, is the explosion of Al-Qaeda and the implosion of Iraq, a country that cost 4,500 American lives. This administration thought that they could deal with Al-Qaeda by killing bin Laden and then using drones, and beyond that, not getting involved or too involved. The fact is, Al-Qaeda is on the rise throughout North Africa. It's flourishing in Syria. It's become a huge problem. Syria is now a staging ground for Al-Qaeda and an affiliate of Al-Qaeda. We opted not to get involved in that situation, not to get involved in helping the rebels 2 years ago. Now what are the rebels afraid of as much as Assad? Is Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is now in Iraq. So not only has Iraq become basically a client state of Iran, you've also got active Al-Qaeda elements there who are doing 30 to 40 suicide bombings a month. 8,000 Iraqis have died this year. And that's a country that we fought for the better part of a decade. We left no troops there, and that country is on the brink.
And of course, now we're still negotiating with Afghanistan over a deal that we've worked out, but the President Karzai there is refusing to sign. There's a deadline for December 31st. The White House now signaling our president, may allow them to go beyond that date. But Afghanistan is just one of the many hot spots and trouble spots we've got going into 2014.
Look, Susan Rice talked about data points. Let me offer a few. Let's start with Egypt, where Obama gave the great Cairo speech, which was a speech of apology, and it was really a foretelling of retreat. Cairo, if you look at Egypt, we have managed to make everybody hate us. The Brotherhood, the religious, the secular army, and the secularist opposition. That's quite a feat. In Libya, where Obama led from behind, he left a disaster, which is a staging area for Al-Qaeda, and where we saw it in action in the Benghazi massacre. West Africa would now be under Al-Qaeda control if the French hadn't stepped in. It was not the United States. It was the French stepping in Mali. This is all of North Africa a disaster. As Nina indicated, in the Middle East, you've got Iraq, which is now a client state of Iran, and Obama boasted in his year-end press conference about our success in Iraq, ending the war in Iraq. He abandoned Iraq. It was a one war. The level of violence was historically low. The civil war was over, and Al-Qaeda wasn't only defeated, it was humiliated when the Sunni Muslims of Anbar joined with the infidels, meaning us, in defeating Al-Qaeda. And now it's revived. It controls large swaths of Iraq and Syria. And for the first time, it is active and dominant in the heart of the Middle East. And one other data point. Obama has managed the miracle of uniting the Gulf Arabs and the Israelis in astonishment of how he's conceded the bomb to Iran. They have no recourse, they have no information. All this is sprung on them. And the Gulf Arabs feel abandoned. At least the Israelis have ability to defend themselves. But everybody in the Middle East is asking, where is the United States? And all of this is the result of a policy, a deliberate policy of retreat. When America retreats, the bad guys fill the vacuum. It's exactly what's happened.